So do you believe he'll be your toughest challenge if he were to beat Barrera, Andre Ward?
Yeah.
If Ward were to win, would you give him a fight before yours, or do you want him immediately? He said he wants a fight before he fights you, another fight in between.
No, we follow terms of our contract. I wanna fight not tomorrow, but not later than over the June, next June, you know. And right now we should make and promote our fight for pay-per-view, and November is a great time.
Seems like there's a lot of respect between you and Andre Ward. You guys are very respectful when it comes to each other. Is that true? And what are your thoughts on Andre Ward?
Yeah, because Andre Ward is a very polite guy. He's a very quiet guy, not say any trash, you know, and he's like a gentleman, really, and he's a nice man, nice boxer, and like I like it, and I cannot to say something bad to his side.
Yet.
So he's the opposite of Jean Pascal, basically.
No, Jean Pascal is a different story, you know. Jean Pascal already is like a association. If you say Jean Pascal, I have association something about bad. And but Andre Ward is a different story, you know. And I think so. Our story already began, and I'm here to watch his fight, and we're gonna fight. If we wanna fight, we must to win our 2 fights before November. I won already 1 fight, and his fights tonight, and let's to win for 1 more fight, me and him, and done deal.
Would you fight out here? Would you come back to Oakland to fight?
Anywhere, but in contract wrote something different places. How I remember, New York or Las Vegas.
Not.
Which one would you prefer?
Oakland is a small place for pay-per-view fight, believe me, and not very comfortable. Even not very comfortable. Come to here for boxing fans. You know, like New York is the most popular city, boxing city, and Las Vegas same, and more interesting.
Sorry,
Because people want like watch, not only watch the fight, you know, and spend a good time.
You have preference? Which city, New York or Vegas, or you just want to get it on?
Doesn't matter.
Do you think?
the best fighter you've probably faced was Bernard Hopkins, and he has a lot of similarities to Ward with like the inside fighting and the style. How much do you think that's helped you?
I can say that I just got some experience from fight against Bernard Hopkins, and I hope that it will help me against Andre Ward.
What do you think would be the biggest thing Andre Ward does that maybe you haven't seen yet?
I think nothing right now about this fight because like I don't have even schedule about my next fight.
Who do you want to fight in your next fight? Do you have any
You.
names in mind? Me?
Are you ready?
I mean, I'm like 185. I can make 175.
Kovalev,
Couple more kickies here.
let me ask you about Adonis Stevens. What's the main roadblock that's suppressing negotiations when it comes to a fight with Adonis Stevens? What is the main thing that's stopping that fight from coming to fruition?
Что точно не слышал? Не слышал? Нет. Yeah.
Piece of shit.
Adonis.
Adonis Chickenson is the special sample, you know. I cannot already speak about him something because already said enough. Who is he and who is who? He doesn't want to fight, but we already fight him in my next fight in June. But let's do it.
But what's stopping it? I mean, is it money?
stopping
Is it?
Ask him. I don't know what's stopping.
They haven't said anything like.
Because they wanna put in the first bid, but we said already we cannot to do first bid because I have a contract with HBO. I'm not prostitute how he is, because HBO built and made his name and made his world champion, and after this he throw HBO and go away. It's not good.
So there's no way HBO can
But
work.
I'm not gonna like throw HBO, and I follow on contract and like fighting only on HBO, and we invite him. Let's do it on HBO and split 50-50, or we can speak about more interesting for him, you know, like financial side.
So it's really a network dispute. He wants it on one network. You want it on HBO. That's
Yeah,
what's stopping the fight.
He's like it's just a reason for him, you know, avoid this fight. Excuse this fight. Everybody already understand who is he. He's just a chicken.
I contacted his promoter yesterday. I got another, we'll let you know. They're not interested. They want none of this. It is an excuse. He hasn't fought on Showtime in a year, in 2 years. He has no deal with Showtime. It's absurd.
That's what they actually said. We'll just let you know and just left it at that.
So you guys are pretty much
Kathy.
forgetting about that WBC belt?
Well, I asked yesterday, so obviously we haven't forgotten about it. I'll keep asking.
You think he's having problems just picking any kind of opponent? Because we heard Fanfara, who's also on that side of the fence, and they said that he won't give him a rematch. Stevenson doesn't want to fight him either. Do you think that they're not wanting any type of challenge, or?
You think?
Well,
You answered your own question.
How I think that Stevenson doesn't want to pay for his opponent, or he's ready to pay like 100,000 for boxers who like behind 20 rank.
Or he's not getting what he's promised. That's another question too.
Now, do you
How-
plan to have your next fight in Russia?
You see me?
Do you plan to have your next fight in Russia?
If it's possible, yeah, we're gonna go there. Right now, waiting some info. Yeah.
When Stevenson jumped into the ring, how much of that do you think was all show? What did you think of that?
Когда он запрыгнул в ринг, сколько ты думаешь, это было шоу?
How I heard that a lot of questions. I got a lot of questions from the boxing fans. It was your plan? No, it wasn't my plan. It wasn't like a situation that it's happened. Like he got entered in the ring and
Surprised you.
whack, and like I was surprised. Yeah, but.
What was going through your mind when you
If
actually came in the ring?
if boxer is a normal mentally, like it, he's never do this, you know, like if you're real champion, like you're gonna fight everybody, you know, anybody and everywhere. I used to do how I to do it, you know, like but we see everything that doing Chickenson. He just speak and say that he's a champion, but not fighting with the real champions in his division.
How confident? Go ahead.
Kathy, who is in the running to fight Sergey for his next fight? Have you considered guys like Bramer or?
Yeah, it's really premature because we've got to figure out if Russia works first, and then once we know that, we'll know what we're gonna do. If you go to a different place, you may have a different opponent, so that's a little premature.
Kathy?
What are the particular logistical challenges for Russia? Is it quite difficult to get a fight there?
You have a big fight coming up there in May, and so attention is on it. And
Yes.
trying to make plans for the next one that is gonna be, the contract with Ward, they both have to fight again by the end of June. So it's not like we can just put it off. We're trying to get the people over there to focus on the fact that we actually have a deadline is kinda hard.
And is the plan for the fights to be on HBO, or is it possible that you would go independent pay-per-view?
Oh, no, we have a deal with HBO, we're not
recently-
gonna change that.
We recently had an article on Boxing Scene that Rabinski said he was interested in putting the fight on, but kind of like you said about a deadline, he's like, we're so focused on the
Yeah.
Povetkin fight, and he wants to talk about it after, but obviously that would be too late to have a fight in
Exactly.
June.
So if not, we'll make other plans.
Kathy, is there
Do it here.
any chance you guys could do a doubleheader, or is this the money situation would work out having them both, even if it's different locations, to build up the fight?
That's a question for HBO, not me. I find it hard to believe because it wasn't planned, so.
So, can you expound a little bit on when you said that they both have to fight before the end of June? What would happen if Andre doesn't fight before the end of June?
Then we won't fight.
Then he
Is
doesn't
that-
fight Andre? Then
Then the next fight will be against Sergey.
oh, okay. So what does that is that just saying is that just basically saying that if you're gonna have a fight, you can't have it past June because you don't want to, you know?
That's what we agreed on. We
Okay.
could all change our agreement, but right now that's what the agreement says.
Gotcha. 'Cause
Both
then-
of them have until the end of June to have 2 fights, and then the next fight is with the
You don't want
champ.
cuts or anything to obviously jeopardize the fight.
Well, that was the reason to have such a long
Okay.
break. Yes. of course.
So do you foresee any major objectives in preventing a fight from happening in November?
Oh, this is boxing. If you don't foresee that, you're foolish. You know, when they get in the ring, then I breathe.
Sergey, have you seen Andre fight in person before, and what are you trying to find out about him tonight by watching him?
Just a watch.
Ты видел когда-нибудь его вживую?
Yeah, I saw him and met with him and hugged. I hugged his hand when I saw him, but I didn't see his fight live. Never.
Do you think him moving up in weight will change anything? Will he be at a disadvantage in any way, Andre Ward?
Ему как-то будет неудобно, потому что он поднимается в весе.
I don't think so. It's not a big problem for professional boxing.
Yeah.
He's a big dude.
If division like different division like from light heavyweight to cruiserweight, yeah, it's big, different. But from the super middleweight to light heavyweight, it's nothing.
What about like Golovkin, like from 160 to 168? You think that would make a big difference?
It's has different, but not big difference.
Do you have extra confidence knowing that you're the bigger guy?
If like middleweight to light heavyweight, yes, already a big jump.
Yeah.
You have extra confidence knowing that you're going to be the bigger guy whenever y'all do fight?
Sorry.
Или ты как-то уверен в себе, потому что ты как бы будешь боксировать меньше боксера?
If boxer is smaller, but his weight like same as mine, and if boxer is smaller than his opponent, like he should be like more hyper, you know, more active. Yeah, it's difficult for that guy who is bigger. It's like everything even, same division, everything even.
Do you feel?
know,
Do you,
he weighed 185 today on the second day weigh-in on the nose. He's not a small guy. I don't know how he was making 68 to look at it.
Sergey, do you feel fortunate at all that there's another guy like Andre there to be like match up with you to get that pay-per-view fight and to be in his prime as well as you? That you guys really need each other right now?
Ты не видишь никого больше, как бы только то, что как вот вы сейчас будете встречаться между собой.
Yeah, I don't see anybody for pay-per-view level.
Besides Andre, you mean, right?
Like,
So what kind of
Kathy
fight-
said, you're not a small guy. You've been doing this for a little while. How easy is it for you to make 175?
He's making right now.
Easy.
Right now, even 135 after this sandwich.
Kovalev,
I feel comfortable, you know, like my weight is like never more than even I didn't work out like 2-3 months. I never saw more than 196, but it's I'm making my weight not for one day, like making my weight like step by step, you know, like during 2 months, and it's making me stronger, and I feel more comfortable when I lose my overweight of my division.
Sergey, you called him a gentleman, so you don't have a bad thing to say about him or his camp yet. Can you fight a guy that you like and respect, or do you have to work up a little anger toward him before November?
Он говорит, когда ты его называешь джентльменом, и как бы тебе потом боксировать человека, которого ты уважаешь, и как бы, то есть проблем никаких нету.
No any problems because it's sport, you know, and even how was for example how was against Jean Pascal first fight. Yeah, I was very angry for this guy, and it made for me a little bit bad things, you know, in the fight, because I wanted to beat him from and make pay to him from each my punch, but it's not good.
Kathy,
Then more polite opponent, like then cleanest fight.
So you find the motivation
Yeah.
in other
Yeah,
areas?
just I thinking about just sport.
Right.
Sergey, what does this fight mean for your legacy if you fought Andre Ward? Like, what would it mean for your legacy as a boxer?
For me,
Yeah, for your career as a whole.
call me legacy. It should be public call me like that, you know. I don't thinking about that, and it's not my goal to be #1 pound for pound, you know. It's ranking, it's rank of boxing people who behind the ring, outside the ring, they put it like this guy is #1, this guy is #2, and like that. But it's not my goal. If someday I will be in #1 pound for pound, yes, it's gonna be for me that I made a very big success, and my job in the gym and in the boxing was right.
When I spoke to Andre the other day, he said that his goal was to fight you, beat you, make a few defenses, and then move up to heavyweight and win a title there. Is that something that you could see yourself doing, fighting in heavyweight one day in the near future? Or
Cruiserweight.
I don't think so, because my toe not very high, my muscles not very big, you know. I'm light heavyweight boxer. I don't think so that I'm someday is gonna be fighter of or boxer of cruiserweight or heavyweight. I'm small for these divisions.
Kathy, have you?
Did John Pascal ever pay you the bet, or what happened with that whole situation where he was supposed to pay you and everything? What happened with
Oh, now you're opening again the form.
Oh, you just-
Now you're opening
It's
again
again,
the form.
it's again approved. That подтвердил.
Да, approved.
It's again approved who is who. He said that he put the money for this bid. I approved this bid, and he's not ready to pay.
Yeah, it was his idea.
But he lied not to me. He lied to babies, who he's mean that if who will win, and will say where to send money, right? But children's asking
He has a charity
me, you know,
for children.
children asking me, Sergey, like you beat the Hopkins or you beat the Pascal, like help us. Okay, I donate from my pocket.
So you still donated the
Yeah,
money?
sure.
So.
In Russia, a lot of and right now not very good economic situation, you know. And I'm looking for somebody who can help, you know.
Kathy, have you?
Okay, speaking of Russia, Floyd Mayweather, he broke a Guinness record out there with attendance of participants to train with him. What do you think about that? Why do they praise Floyd Mayweather so much in your country, the boxers and all?
You know, in Russia, people very hungry for everything. They right now ready to pay for tickets and go watch someday. It was very big legend, Roy Jones. But right now nobody here, nobody is gonna to pay for tickets and watch for him, right? But in Russia, ready, because in Russia they could see Roy Jones only on TV. But right now he's here. You can watch him like face to face, and like people. For people, it's magic, something magic, and they crazy like somebody can pay spend less money just like watching, and a lot of examples like that. Кто этот французский тоже? Gerard Depardieu.
Gerard Depardieu.
Same. He's right now a citizen of Russia. And people like when see him like very excited too.
Steven Seagal, too.
Steven Seagal. He's not a citizen, but he
You
spends
know,
a lot of time in Russia.
Me too. If I not was here, someday not came to America, I was same like people in Russia. It's really looking impressive when you see people from TV.
Sorry,
Sergey,
it's,
so you had your
And
former...
when came Mayweather, like undefeated boxer, and richest boxer in the world, right? And people just and go watch and hug his hand and take a picture and media workout. Yeah, it's a record.
Your former opponent, Bernard Hopkins, he said that he would advise Andre Ward not to immediately fight you. Why do you think he said that?
Хапкинс сказал по Ворду, чтобы ему лучше сейчас боксировать Ковалева. Почему ты думаешь, он так сказал?
I don't know. Maybe Bernard
Is it the crusher power?
have to see something from his side that I can't see. I don't know. Legend is more experienced than me. Maybe he's right. We'll see.
Find out.
You mentioned
Kathy-
how all the fans talk about pound for pound in the media, but most people feel you and Andre Ward is the biggest fight that could be made in boxing. What do you think about that? And you
I'm very happy that people are thinking like that, you know, and we should to and we must to approve this opinion of boxing fans.
But
So
it means the winner will be number one. Where you said you don't vote or choose, but that's what everybody would say.
I'll be very happy if it will happen someday, you know, because number one is number one.
And what,
I
what
love to
kind-
be number one, but it's not my goal and my dream, you know, like I wanna be number one, I wanna be number one. I just making my job, and if result is gonna be like number one of pound for pound, is very great result of my job, and I will be happy.
What kind of numbers do you think it'll do? Question for Sergey or Kathy. Do you have any early projections or?
Pay-per-view numbers?
There's no point in speculating about it.
Sergey, it's really difficult to learn a second language, and a lot of boxers that come from other countries never really pick up English that well and aren't comfortable speaking in public. But You know, you're really good at it now. And how hard was it for you to learn?